Hey friends, how's it going? Hopefully having a great one wherever you are in the world today. As I said last week, we're coming to the end of the rolling out these performance videos from the album, and this is actually the final one. The final countdown. It's the final one. It's Lost Polos, and it's kind of like the one that is, well, it's a Latin thing, just to point it out, and none of the others are. So it's kind of like it's got a different flavour to the other pieces on the album, but I think it's really, really fantastic. Love the vibe of it, and absolutely loved playing it as well. I'm a huge fan of electric bass in Latin music, and I haven't listened to a lot of traditional Latin music. Like, I've listened to bits, but I haven't gone deep down that rabbit hole. But what I have done is gone down the rabbit hole of Anthony Jackson doing it with Michelle Camilo, the Michelle Camilo Big Band, the Michelle Camilo Trios with Dave Weckl, and I went hard down that rabbit hole for a long, long time. Really, when I was maybe 18, 19, maybe. Yeah, maybe like 19, 20, I think. And it was just a revelation for me. I'd never listened to music like that. So I've got this kind of just huge love for it. And then off the back of that, I found Lincoln Goines, the great Lincoln Goines, obviously bass player for Bob Berg and Michael Brecker and Mike Stern. But also he released a video, a book and a video tutorial, VHS back in the day, called Funkifying the Cláve, which is actually available on YouTube now for free, which is outrageous. Like, stuff like that just on YouTube for free blows my mind every day. But I really loved the book. Then I got the VHS video from Lincoln, Robbie Armin on drums, who's such a beautiful player as well, and went down that rabbit hole hard. And it's Funkifying the Cláve. It's like funk Latin. It's just, it was just so cool to play this track, because it was really, straight out of that world, and it was just such a beautiful track to play. And also, just, I loved how we got into it, because the intro was originally something very different, and then ended up being sort of like a Zawinul, like Joe Zawinul kind of influence thing. Obviously, Scott Kinsey was a huge influence on the way it sounded there. In fact, if we just jump into the track right now, and by the way, if you want to listen, watch along, so you can see exactly what I'm playing as I'm talking through this, you can just download the free ebook that we created for it. Just go to scottsalbumbonus.com. In fact, before we jump in, I'll show you the entire thing, and then we'll jump into it. Okay, so here we go with Lost Polos. Cool, right? What a wicked track and so fun to play. Again, if you haven't got the PDF ebook that we created for it, make sure you go to scottsalbumbonus.com, grab it free there. Okay, now, I just want to take you from the top because this thing here, oh, that China cymbal, all of this, we just made it up on the spot. Like, Scott Kinsey and Gergo kind of had this idea for a vibe, and we just went for it. And what we were thinking here, Scott Kinsey doing his thing, sounding beautiful. Oh, so good. And we were just given, like, I can't remember what the key center was, but we knew what the key center was. And then we just had to fill out on that key center and really create all of these textures. So sometimes I'm playing in the key center. Sometimes I'm kind of creating a bit of tension in there. And I'm trying to be very rhythmic as well. And I'm absolutely not trying to be like, hey, here's one. Hey, here's one. None of that. Again, just trying to create interesting textures. Here we go. Beautiful unison line. I loved playing this bass line. It was so fun. And you'll hear that top line there on the bass, but it goes this like really high line there. For that, I was thinking about, like, I know it sounds strange because it doesn't sound anything like him, but it was like, what would Rocco Prestia play? Now, I know it doesn't sound anything like him, but that za-di-da, it was like a little chromatic line that I thought, a little hat tip, maybe a distant hat tip towards Rocco Prestia, but obviously from Tower of Power. But that was kind of what I was thinking with that. Again, doesn't sound like Rocco at all, but that's where the inspiration for that little chromatic line came from. This line's so fun to play. Like learning how to play syncopated bass lines like this that drags you kicking and screaming away from the obvious is immensely helpful to your development as a musician from a rhythmical perspective and from a bass player. Please go grab that free ebook, scottsalbumbonus.com. Learn these bass lines. Play along with what we're doing here. It's so cool to get to be able to rhythmically free yourself from the mundane. This bit's great. Oh, that low C there was fun. Oh, so good. I love this bit. Now this bit was maybe one of the funnest moments for the entire album for me. This, just playing this underneath Scott Kinsey doing his keys solo. Check it out, man. It's 4 chords. 4 chords, just like, say, F, major, A flat, D flat, G flat. But just really take note of how I'm it's so important not to play, like, just lay it down, like, here's the one, check it out. Oh, and we're all doing the same thing. Check it out. We're trying to create freedom. We're trying to create surprising moments within the textures that we're creating. Oh. I'm using a lot of triads through this. A lot of triads. Lots of roots and fifths as well, right? If you're a member of the membership, you can play along and remove me from this. So do that. Like this for me was, I could try and get in. When I can remember listening to Anthony Jackson and Lincoln Goines when they were playing those great tracks I heard them on. And I was trying to really, grab a lot of inspiration from that. Here we go. And then this is a guitar solo, and it almost just goes. There's like a big release here for me, at least. Here we go. Release. Just a complete vibe change, right? Tricky chords to play around as well. Make sure you grab that free ebook, you'll be able to see what the chords are. All the tab and notation in there for you as well, so you can see what I'm playing. Simon absolutely crushing it. Yeah. Oh, go on, go. And then we just have this monster like percussion, drum extravaganza where Nate and Gergo just go ballistic. It's so fun, and playing I really would love to just. I'm kind of like over-egging it. I know, over-egging the pudding, but I can't say enough about getting into Latin, and it doesn't need to be hardcore, but it does. Like learning these types of lines is so freeing from a rhythmical perspective, and it'll really push you out your comfort zone. There's nothing worse than, for me at least, prescriptive, boring bass lines, and there's no faster way to sort of jump into the hot seat, the hot lane, than with Latin music like this. And not like out and out traditional Latin, but music like this that's inspired by the Latin greats, but also has all of those types of syncopations within the bass lines. So much fun, so much to gain from doing it. With that said, this is the final one. Again, if you want to go check out the full album, it's on Spotify. All of the tracks are on YouTube as well, so you can watch along. Make sure that you go grab the free ebook that we did at scottsalbumbonus.com. And remember, if you remember as well, there's a whole course around this album where I'm teaching you all the nitty gritty, how to do this with the band. And you can also play with the band. You can be me in this band because you get the audio recording without the bass on it. That's it, man. It's been a blast. Thank you for following along, and looking forward to the next one. Take it easy. I'll see you in the shed.